You know, it's rather amazing that we have, and I don't even know how to say their name, but I know there's some Tren del Agua or Agua or something. It's got agua, it's got water in it, whatever. The Venezuelan gangs, you know, taking over housing, apartment complexes. Even in Chicago, they don't want to deal with them. None of the departments and agencies want to deal with them. Yeah. But yet, the Department of Defense wants to make it legal to fire upon U.S. citizens, but they don't want to deal with those factions currently doing what's being perpetrated in America. When I think back to the summer of love in 2020, when the patron saint of fentanyl, George Floyd, swallowed his stash, and Derek Chauvin did as he was instructed in the academy to overpower someone who's hopped up on drugs and much larger and stronger than he is, and puts his knee on his shoulder blade, and maybe it slipped up a little bit towards the back of his neck, but it's certainly not what suffocated him. It was him swallowing that stash. And I think of those actions that brought about such devastation, $3 billion worth of damage, all these people. Again, you can say what you want, but I believe it was 28 people perished during that summer of love. You know, and when I look at FEMA's actions, it seems to me just like George Floyd's situation, you know, like they are Derek Chauvin, and they got the neck pinned down to the pavement. And I mean, they got that Adam's apple pressed into the blacktop, and I mean, you can't get any air. It's amazing. And now, after number 44, Barack Obama goes out and insults a black man and said they need to get used to having a female leader, and how they need to vote for Kamala because they're rather upset because Barack Obama, you know, he got 81% of the black male vote, and, you know, Kamala's only polling with 41%, so they had to do something. They needed to do something. So again, as poor white crackers in the Appalachians get $750 for their everything, Kamala wants to give up to $1 million in forgivable loans to black men to make them entrepreneurs. So the same woman who locked up so many men of color over such a long reign as Attorney General, she wants to what? Remember all those, you don't remember all those non-violent, which should have been misdemeanor drug charges that she locked up all those black men on, and then like on a podcast bragged about how she smoked weed and how it was around her house when she was a kid, and how her dad disowned her because he said, never was around this house, and now we don't even know that that's a real dad. But anyway, let's not go down that rabbit hole. But it's amazing, isn't it? So now she wants to give the black man $20,000 to start a recreational weed business. So you're going to throw him in jail for the bulk of your career. Now you just want to give him $20,000 and make weed recreational drugs and put them in business selling weed. And you want to protect their I even saw a crypto thing. Well, you don't want to protect everybody's crypto investments, just the black man's? I mean, how's that work? So, like I said, the amount of pandering, it baffles the mind. Her level of stupidity is unequaled. So if this is what you want, don't complain. If you don't want to show up and vote, if you don't want to cast your vote either way for either one of these individuals, don't complain about what you're going to get through the Kamala administration, okay? And I'll take the lumps or whatever happens with Trump, because I am going to pick the lesser of two snakes. Because if you don't, like I said, you won't know. You won't even know your country. It won't even resemble hell, in my opinion, it doesn't resemble my nation right now. Not when my Department of Defense is making it legal to kill babies in the womb and to fire on American citizens, while we have factions inside of our country that are taking over properties, forcing people out at gunpoint. Cops won't do a damn thing about it. You want to not have to give aid up in the Appalachians because you want to make claims of militias, and we know that was a crock. Did Miss Dismal legacy mainstream media have to retract that story? No. Were they deplatformed? No. There weren't truckloads of militia. That sheriff arrested one individual who brandished a weapon. And again, purple paint, is that the new slanted roof that can't be covered? Is that what FEMA is? Is FEMA like the Secret Service now? And then Joe, and then that was great. Kamala coming out and saying, why do his people want to hide him away? I don't know. I can't imagine, Kamala. Could it be 3 attempts on his life thus far? And then your asshole boss, Joe, just came out and said to Iran that if something happens to Trump, that'll be considered an act of war. Well, you pretty much just fucking asked Iran to take him out, you fucking sack of shit. Y'all need to wake up.